They're out on the field. The pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beaches is singing "Fight, Balls, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. We're a week into March. Business is starting to pick up. The dead period is over. We're right around the corner from spring practice, and it's time to start talking football, even though, we never really stop talking football around here because you guys are diehard psychopath Tennessee fans just the same way that I am. But look, we've been gushing and talking about the offensive side of the ball for the last couple of months, and rightfully so. When you're looking at guys like Jarrett Gibson, one of the top running backs in the country in the class of 24, showing interest in Tennessee. You've already got Jonathan Eccles committed. On3 has him ranked as the number 3 tight end in the country. You've also got another top-ranked tight end, Jaden Riddell, showing interest in Tennessee. I've been talking about the wide receivers, it feels like every other video, and rightfully so, because what happens when you've got a dude like Nico out there slinging the rock, and you've got JJ Harrell, who just recently committed, and then you've got Ryan Wingo waiting to pull the trigger. I think he is a VAWLS. Stay tuned. We'll find out. Mike Matthews, do they get him in the boat? Those are 3 legitimate dudes. You could have 2 5-stars out there and a 4-star, highly rated 4-star prospect. You add in the top-ranked running back, the top-ranked tight end, all in the class of 24. Tennessee's offense is only going to get better, and we're talking about an offense that led the nation in scoring, 46 points per game, also in total yardage. But where do we need to improve? How does this football team really get better? I think that's on the defensive side of the ball. And when you look at what they did in the class of 23, I think that kind of got overshadowed. I don't think we're really talking enough about these incoming freshmen that Josh Heupel added this past season. Guys like David Hobbs, guys like Caleb Herring, Shandavion Bradley on the defensive line. But even outside of that, man, you look at Arian Carter, that guy is a dude. Those of you watching the film breakdowns with Coach Jay, go back, check out the Arian Carter highlights. That is a great video. That is a guy that Coach Jay said he feels could make an impact as a true freshman. But also in the secondary, Jordan Matthews, Ricky Gibson, 2 highly rated 4-star prospects that are guys that can make a difference in this secondary. And that's what we continue to talk about. We talk about how the pass defense, right? We look up at the yards per game. Tennessee gave up almost 300 yards per game through the air last season. And you can improve that across the board. Not just on the defensive line, not just at linebacker, not just in the secondary. Everything works together. You add those legitimate dudes on the defensive line, your secondary is only going to improve. Now, talking about junior day, this past weekend, a lot of guys on campus. Typically, I try to stay in the class of 24, but this guy jumped off the page. Jonte Gilbert, the number 1 ranked corner in the class of 25, currently committed to Ohio State. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. He liked what he saw in Knoxville when he was on campus this weekend. Before we do that, as always, you guys know what to do. Do me a favor, smash that thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Had a fun live stream last night. Love playing NCAA and hanging out with you guys. But we will be live every Wednesday in the month of March. This week, we're going to be spring preview, breaking down the offense. Next week, breaking down the defense. The week following, we're going to do a film breakdown live with Coach Jay, Stanton Ramel versus Shamrod Umarov. Those are a lot of fun. And then the last Wednesday of the month, we're going to wrap things up with a spring fan call-in show. So I hope you will join us for that. But let's jump into it. I think this is how we truly make a difference on this football team. Obviously, the more talent Josh Heupel gets on offense, the more explosive they're going to be, the more electric they're going to be. They were already almost unstoppable this past football season. But we saw what Georgia did to Georgia. Kind of controlled Tennessee, and they have the last couple of years. We have to continue to add talent offensively, but also the more you build this defense, the more difficult Tennessee is going to be to handle. So Jonte Gilbert, again, number 1 ranked corner in the class of 25. I don't always like to jump too far ahead like this, but this guy jumps off the page. Can Tennessee make a move here? Make a move. 6'1", 170 pounds. You can see there on the screen, committed to Ohio State back in July of 2022. And this is a 25 kid. So we're talking about Jonathan Eccles, who committed last July as a class of 24 guy, and how difficult it's going to be to hold on to him. Can Ohio State truly hold on to Jonte Gilbert? Again, 6'1", 170 pounds, out of Atlanta, Georgia, on campus this weekend. He said to VAWLS 247, he said on the visit, really made me open up my eyes and reconsider my commitment. Now, you got to like where Ohio State is sitting with him. He said at one point Georgia was the biggest threat. But again, in the article I read with VAWLS 247, he said that Georgia kind of lost contact with him. And that's what happens when you look at these, the Jonathan Eccles that commit back in July of last year. You got a long way to go there. Now you're talking about a kid that's a class of 25. Long way to go in his recruitment. And he says Georgia kind of lost contact. Maybe they're focused on the class of 24. Maybe they're focused on the transfer portal. Maybe they're focused on who knows what. But that's why college football coaches, yeah, they make a lot of money, but I don't know that they make enough money for all the work that it takes to manage these rosters in this day and age. He went on to say that Tennessee, one of the top teams that has his attention. Grew up a big-time USC fan. He's going to take a visit out there. He's also supposed to be visiting Alabama on March the 24th, going to visit South Carolina, and then also going back to Ohio State in April. Will Tennessee be able to get him back this spring? I think that would be a huge momentum. But something that was interesting to me is he told VolQuest he was actually staying around town. He was going to stay in Knoxville after the visit with his family and kind of tour the city and look around, see what things look like. That shows me a guy that's not just maybe in an NIL bidding war, maybe a guy that's not just coming to check it out, but a guy that is genuinely interested in Tennessee. But when you can add guys like this on the defensive side of the ball, and again, praising the class of 23, praising what this coaching staff did in the class of 23, because we are seeing Tennessee pull some legitimate dudes on defense. We're seeing it. And I'm excited to even see the defense going into the 2023 season. How much better can they get? How much, we talk about player development. A lot of the guys in the secondary weren't here to go through spring practice last year. I think that played a factor in the defense, in the secondary. What kind of difference can Gabe Jeudy-Lally make? What about some of the younger guys that transferred in? Can they take a step? I think we're going to see this defense progress in 2023. I'm excited to break down the offensive side of the ball on Wednesday. I'm curious to see where everybody stands on Joe Milton, their opinions of him. Can Joe Milton get it done? Because I think that's what the offense is going to boil down to. Can Joe Milton get it done? Can the offensive line protect Joe Milton? We were talking about that last night during the NCAA stream. But when Josh Heupel is the head man, I think this offense is going to be just fine. A lot of people don't want Tim Banks staying around Knoxville. They don't want Willie Martinez sticking around Knoxville. Get those guys out. They can't get it done. Boogie, they're not good enough. I think you got to let them get some talent in there. And you got to let that talent develop like the class of 23. They're coming in as true freshmen. A lot of those guys already on campus, getting ready to go through their first spring camp. Who's going to flash off the page? Who is everybody going to be talking about after spring? Is it going to be Arian Carter? Is it going to be one of those defensive backs? This football program is in good hands. The recruiting is starting to pick up. I'm excited about the class of 24 offensively and continuing to follow it defensively. But the class of 25, long way away, but Jonte Gilbert jumped off the page, and he's the type of dude we need in Knoxville. Hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. I will continue to dig into all the articles and the news coming out from VolQuest, from VAWLS 247, all those places, and bring you guys more coverage right here when it comes to recruiting. If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. And you guys know what to do. Go check out the merch. Go pick up some merchandise, bonfire.com/store/TalkinVols. We appreciate you guys repping the Talkin' Vols brand. If you got merch, I want to see you wearing it. Put it out there on Twitter. Tag me up at Boogie Bentley. Would love to see it. Also, thank you to the members of the channel. If you want to become a member, hit that join button down below. We need to get some more members in here. You get access to custom Talkin' Vols emojis, access to the fan call-in show coming up at the end of the month. Also, access to watch parties. You can join the watch party enthusiast tier. We're going to be watching either a Tennessee baseball or basketball game coming up for the month of March. You also get a power tee beside your name, and it's only $1 a month. $1 a month. You can support what we're doing around here. We would appreciate it. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.